What's happening, everyone? This is Uncle Devin, the children's drum cushionist. And guess what? You're back. You're back for another wonderful edition of We Nation Podcast. And I'm sitting here looking at my phone over here. I don't think I cut it off, and it might go off while we're in here. So if it does, I'll see if we can get to it. But welcome to another wonderful edition of We Nation Podcast. We stands for Watoto Entertainment and Education, and Watoto is Swahili for children. And that's what we're coming to talk to you about, all the wonderful things about children's music. But don't forget that you can also make sure you listen to us on WeNationRadio.com, a 24/7 online children's music radio station that provides the best in family-friendly global beats for little feet. We like to say that we're also, I guess, the musical voice for black children. So you want to make sure you tune in because here you can hear R&B, hip-hop, funk, jazz, reggae, calypso, go-go, and world music, all that's age-appropriate and culturally relevant. And you can check us out on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, Hey Google, Amazon Alexa, and also on Pandora. So we look forward to seeing all that. But right now, I have two absolute. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if I'll be where I was if it wasn't for these two people that have that we've worked together, we've struggled together, and I'm sorry, my screen is going crazy. We have communicated. They've been my advisors, and we just talked a lot about music. And now we're working together on a compilation CD. You may have heard some of the other podcasts that we've had. One World Tribe, and I am honored to be able to bring to you two of my real closest comrades in this field, the one and only Jessica, Culture Queen Hebron, and Groovy Nate, L. Nathan Stars. Welcome to We Nation.
Hey, Uncle Devin. Hey, Groovy Nate.
How you doing? What it is?
This is the Quiet Storm Hour featuring Groovy Nate. Love that voice. Well, listen, I am so excited to be a part of something very special with the two of you all. And I want you all both to talk a little bit about it. But before I even do that, I want you to tell the audience a little bit about who you are. Let me start with you, Culture Queen. Who is Culture Queen?
Well, I'm Culture Queen, and I'm on the scene to remind you that you're royalty. There's kings and queens in your family tree, and even more found in your history. Want to be a royal citizen? The time is now. Join me on this joyous journey, and I'll show you how. Studying my history, who do I see? Kings and queens inspiring me. I'm Culture Queen, and I create empowering entertainment for your royal children.
All right, Groovy Nate. Now you're gonna have to compete with that, man, because that was.
You don't have to compete because collaboration.
Thank you very much.
No,
Time for me to go.
well, thank you, Culture Queen or Jessica. For I remember when I first saw the wonderful work that you were doing, and just the just the joy on the children's faces of what you're doing, not only not only in the Washington D.C. area, but around the country. So I want to thank you for your wonderful work, and in fact, I know that you've been doing work in this field for so long. Really now, I guess, going on, because you were a former teacher before you even. Well, how would you describe that? Were you a teaching artist before you were a teacher, or were you a teaching artist?
I was a teacher first, then a teaching artist. I've been an event planner, now a chief program officer of Young Audiences of Maryland, and always Queen of Culture Kingdom in all that I do. So many different things.
There you go. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted everyone to hear all the hats that you wear. And so now, Groovy Nate, talking to you. Who is Groovy Nate?
Groovy Nate is a children's entertainer and a teaching artist that uses comedy, music, movement for families. It's like a combination of Parliament Funkadelic meets Sesame Street Electric Company, a little bit of craft work in it, and some dub reggae. So you come to a Groovy Nate experience to laugh, have a good time, and receive information, musical information. And so that's what Groovy Nate is all about. Always expanding, always getting more information, moving forward.
And always groovy.
Always
Always
groovy.
groovy. You gotta have the groovy to make you move, the comedy without the dramedy.
It's one of those things where you're like, I'm funny.
Right.
And that's funny. That to me is hilarious. But I love both of your sounds. You're regularly on We Nation Radio, and I want to
Thank
ask
you.
each one of you to talk about why was it important for you to be a part. Well, first of all, I want you to explain, help me to explain what the One Tribe Collective is all about, and why was it important for you to be part of the tribe.
Well, as Uncle Devin said, we have been talking about children's music for, I think our relationship spans like 11 years. And Uncle Devin has been, my uncle, but also one of the people who has inspired me to move from just teaching artists to children's music artists. And I really have him to thank for inspiring me to know that this could be a career path of something that I always wanted to do, but wasn't sure just how. So and so I want to give acknowledgement and full credit there that his mentorship has been something that's helped me and of course many other people. Um, okay, so why it's really important to me would be to be a part of All One Tribe. This album has 24 Black family music artists or children's music artists. And for me, I grew up listening to children's music and singing children's music, but I didn't see ones that looked like me. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I found out Barney was Black, and so was Hip Hop Harry. So other than Sesame Street, I really didn't see a lot of Black people singing, except for like Gullah Gullah Island. I didn't see a lot of Black people singing children's music and being really successful in that field. I know there were many, but I just didn't see them all the time. And so what was important to me is to make sure that all of these great people that are doing it, it's great because I'm meeting some of these people for the first time as well. And that we have a documented album that has all of this black brilliance, all of this Black excellence, all of this Black children love all in one space. So it's an honor to be on the album. And I've always wanted something like this to happen. So when the opportunity came, I felt like, this is the moment, got to be ready.
Yeah, and Groovy Nate, I know you and I have talked also over the years about, these types of opportunities. Why
Yeah.
is it important for you to be a part of this project?
You know, um, I think any I suspect any a Black entertainer that's doing children's music, children's entertainment, I would not be surprised if everybody who's in the compilation had this feeling. One, is there more of us out there, right?
That's right.
And two, who are they and how can we connect?
Right.
That's kind of heavy, but I think we, in some way we were putting the energy out there that led up to this experience.
Wow.
I don't think it was um just a coincidence that you and I hooked up. And I'm grateful to you, like Culture Cream was saying, you have this visionary element in you, because we have been talking about this for a while, you and I, Uncle Devin, and then just to see We Nation thrive and follow, and then soon this compilation came. I mean, I'm with you, Jessica, because I was curious to know if there was more like us out there. And Devin, you really dove in and told me about a lot of people. And I think there was just a lot of discussions between the groups. And I would go see people like Alphabet Rockers, I would see y'all's performances, right? And I think it was just that the energy and the circumstances that was going on in not only in the country but around the world. I know this is going to sound weird, but one of the good things about the Trump administration is they took the sheet off, yeah, and exposed a lot of stuff where the reality of racism made people go, hey, well, wait a minute, I need to find some of us sooner than later, especially in children's music.
Yeah.
And I think it was just really just this vibe that everybody had that brought us here. So it was like it's kind of hard for me to answer, well, why am I a part of this? I think it was just an organic, natural thing that just brought everybody together. And I had no idea that Barney was black.
Well, there's one more to it though. When I found out, I mean, he's set for life because he played Barney, and the gentleman, his name slips me, but I will remember it. He didn't just play Barney; he also played Hip Hop Harry. So he had a whole career in
Oh
puppetry,
man.
playing this character, and not a lot of people knew he was black, and he was this lead character. I'm gonna look up his name again and tell you by the end of this broadcast. But the other thing that I think is really important to remember, that even if we had never had Black Lives Matter or never had Trump as a president, all of those things were really great things to help us to push forward. But the one thing that, Devin and Groovy, Nate, Uncle Devin, we've all spoken about is that Black children need music to listen to that is for them. And a lot of times, we all grew up listening to what our parents listened to. But honestly, I've been feeling, as I observe cookouts, 'tis the season, and all these different family events, that children will be reciting words and doing dances that were not appropriate for them, and maybe even some of the adults. And so, that encouraged all of us to write songs and music videos and to create content that will be affirming to them, because they need it now as they are little. They don't need to wait till they get to college to get a degree in African American studies to feel proud about themselves. So they don't need to wait until they have an interaction with the police to say, hey, I need to learn my history. It starts now when they're 4 or 5 years old,
Yeah, can I piggyback on that? Can I piggyback on that? Because it seemed like, especially in children's music, children's music, it just seemed like it was accepted for children's music to sound a certain way, no matter what group you were in. But I'm sure when you all do a show and there's a lot of people in the audience that look like you, and I'm sure everybody's on this compilation had the same experience. When you playing music they connect with, it's like that. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get you. So, and that's a great feeling to have, because you feel like, well, I'm this representation is really important. And just like this compilation, the representation is really important. And dig this, in this compilation, within the representation, there's this diversity, different kinds of music created by Black people.
I'm gonna ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask both of you all about your song, and I apologize, Culture Queen, for cutting you off. But what I want to just make sure is that everyone know that you're listening to We Nation podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Devin, the children's drum cushionist, and my guest is Culture Queen and Groovy Nate, and all three of us are part of the One Tribe collective. And we have an album coming out on Juneteenth, 2021, called All One Tribe. 24 Black family artists that are all part of this compilation. We all just created and have our own individuality on it, but yet we're one collective. And you can go to the onetribecollective.org, which is the number one, tribecollective.org. You can pre-order this CD right now. And but I want to ask Culture Queen about we also have, it's 25 songs on there, because there's one song that is a compilation song called All One Tribe, and you, Culture Queen, were our choreographer.
Yeah.
Put us all together, and musicographer, whatever you want to call it.
Choirography.
Talk a little bit about that. Choirography, yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, you know, some people may not believe this, but sometimes I can be a little shy. I don't seem to come out that way, but one thing I can be shy about is the fact that I've had a lot of experience in choreography for children's musicals. And so when we realized that we were doing a music video that was going to need some type of collaboration, I just said, you know what, how can I help all these people who are part of this album? Shout out to the administrative team and producers of One Tribe Collective. They were working so hard. So I was like, how can I help? So they said they needed some choreography, and I love dreaming up. It wasn't just the choreography, it was also coming up with the concept for the video. I love directing music videos. And so that is how I kind of got into it. And it was interesting to try to, the music, my background in church as a liturgical dancer, praise dancer, really helped me, because that's what you're doing. You're trying to come up with simple movements that everyone can do that helps to exemplify the song and the message. And so really that's a part of that's part of our Black experience too. And it was an interesting experience, because I was working with people virtually that I'd never seen before. And so it was a learning experience for me about how to teach dance to all these people virtually. And that was actually the first time I had done that in the pandemic. So I think this one thing that our One Tribe Collective has helped us to do, or at least me, is to challenge myself to try to really step up my game and to learn from other people. But also, as I continue to recite that song while I'm trying to figure out the choreography and other people were doing it too, that song got stuck in my spirit. And now I realize, how can I try to live out the principles of the song? What areas do I need to work on so that I can show up more as a One Tribe Collective? So that it's been kind of a ministry for me. I'm being ministered to by this collective, whether they know it or not.
Absolutely. I and the beauty of it is, and I can say this from day one, there's no competition, I don't feel any competition in our industry at all. Never have. Each one of us, all three of us, have helped each other, given contacts. Hey, I got somebody here, I got somebody there. That's how this whole industry is.
Yeah.
And now that we got 24 other artists that are on this album, and I guarantee you all of them feel the same way.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
This is the album I want my kids to listen to when I have them. I've been waiting for something like this.
Absolutely. So, Groovy Nate, what's your song that you have on the album?
It's called Respect Everybody.
And if you had to describe it, I mean, I know it's hard to describe genres sometimes because it could be a mix of different things. How would you describe it?
On the musical end or the lyrical end?
Both.
Well, on the musical end, I'm still in the process of creating the sound. Groovy Nate sound, rather than, categorize it or even say that I'm playing different genres of music, is just to have a sound that has certain elements in it to where the listener will say, oh yeah, that's a Groovy Nate sound right there. No matter if I'm bringing in, dub reggae or go-go or avant-garde, it's all mixed together. But lyrically, it speaks for itself, I think. How many, when people listen to it, they're going to think, how many times is respect everybody said on the song? Because that's the message. Yeah. And, the verses, Keisha Kenyatta, who's a great songwriter, she wrote those verses, and they back up that theme, man. Respect everybody. Wait till, when you listen to the song, you be like, oh, okay, this is what the theme is. So that I probably over explained it because the song speaks for itself.
Yeah, respect. There's number of respect. Culture Queen, what's now you and I don't remember the name of your song, but what's your song that you have on the album?
I Am the Future of Black History.
I Am the Future. Describe your song to the listeners.
Well, I was inspired to create 11 years ago to write this song with the Culture Kingdom kids. Is the genre is Afrofuturism and hip hop, and I would say the song is about children understanding that they can make history right now. They don't have to wait till they get older I created it because, I do a lot of Black history shows, and I was noticing that I was only getting booked at some point for Black history or Kwanzaa. And I wanted children to understand that they could make history. They see sometimes what I've noticed is when we're teaching children Black history, I've worked at several different Black history museums and written curriculums, Black history curriculums for early childhood. And I noticed that sometimes children had a hard time connecting to our history because the pictures were in black and white, or they thought that slavery was a long time ago, that they thought that civil rights was a long time ago, or anything in between the genre of learning about Black history. Very seldomly did they know about like kings, our African kings and queens, and our heritage in Africa. So I wrote it for them to understand that there are so many children that have made Black history, and I wanted them to understand that like the song says, tomorrow's legacy starts with me. I am the future of Black history. So we finally were able to make a music video for it 11 years later. And when we made the music video, it was the first time I had seen the Culture Kingdom kids in person since the pandemic. So
Wow.
it's the joy that you see in the video, especially in my face, um, is real. There's definitely no camera acting there, but also the children in the video, none of them knew each other, and they left as
Wow.
friends at the end.
Wow. That's great, and that's what this all album is about. Is all one tribe bringing people together. My song on the CD is a go-go fun day. I am using the genre of DC go-go, which is the official music of Washington D.C., and I'm talking about an event that happened in 1878. You know, when the White House started the Easter egg roll. The fact is that they didn't allow blacks to go. So here in D.C., instead of getting mad, we just got together and went to the National Zoo. And for over 100 years, this has been a sort of a de facto or I guess just a kind of a holiday that just kind of created in the city where people know on Easter Monday we go to the National Zoo because of that history. And the most important thing about it is just like what we did with this album. You know, we create our own. We don't no need to sit here and fuss and argue and get mad. That's okay. We're gonna do it ourselves, and that's what this is all about. So I'm honored to be able to have this on there. This is, for me growing up in this in Washington D.C. and to be able to give back to the art form this way has just been an honor. So I'm really looking forward to it. And for those who are listening, you can go to onetribecollective.org. You can pre-order. Go pre-order a copy of it. It's going to be released on Juneteenth, 2021. You can go to all the social media accounts at One Tribe Collective. Make sure you follow us. Send us some messages. Let us know what your thoughts are about with all of this. And I'm excited. And on Juneteenth there will be a live concert that will be launching this whole project. So make sure you go to One Tribe Collective and get some more information about that. But I'm gonna let you all kind of get the last word with this. What is your hope for this particular project? What do you think? What would you like to see? What would be something that you would really love to see happen as a result of this particular album?
More of them.
Ah, love it.
Just keep pumping it out.
Okay, gonna make it happen.
So, number one, every Black child needs to have it, but every child needs to have it because in our Black children's music industry, sometimes the assumption is that this is just for us, and it is for us. But I think that every child, Black children matter, and that's first and foremost. But the reason that every child needs to have the album is because every child needs to appreciate, celebrate, and value Black history and culture. And if they can get that as children, then we will be in a better place when they get older. So this album will be something that I think will help learning about another history and culture, just like we have done for all these years, celebrating other people's history and culture and being respectful of it. I think this album is a great gateway to learning to appreciate and celebrate Black history and culture.
I couldn't say it any better. Both of you all were great. Culture Queen, Groovy Nate, thank you so much for being a guest today. Thank you for allowing me to be with you on this album. And I look forward to, like Groovy Nate said, we're gonna have more of these. Because this is just the beginning, and it's an honor to be making history with the two of you all. So thank you for being our guest today.
Likewise, likewise. Yeah,
Uh,
thank you for having us.
you're welcome.
And thanks, Uncle Devin.
You're welcome, Culture Queen. And to all our audience tuning in, thank you for just spending a little time with us. Again, you can go to the One Tribe Collective. Make sure that you go and support, learn more about it, and pre-order this. Even if you don't have children, you will still love the CD. But you can also give it to a mentor, I mean, a mentee, or a nephew, or your son, your daughter, or whomever, whatever child is in your life. You will be giving them a gift for life. But right now I do have to roll, and you can learn more. You can follow us every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. The We Nation Radio has our own weekly show on WPFW 89.3 FM from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But also, if you want to just listen 24/7, go to wenationradio.com. And right now, you can listen to Culture Queen. You can listen to Groovy Nate. You can listen to all of the other artists that are on this album. You can listen to them at your disposal. So thank you very much for allowing me to be here with you. You know I'm Uncle Devin. I love you much. And as I always say, life is a drum, so beat it.